I get the shaft pulled out, so I get that shear bolt in. I can't get the pry bar in there enough to wedge it out without taking it apart, so that stinks. But bin 5, which was frozen, wouldn't let it go into the hole. We can call it out 50 degrees, it's good to go now. And we had something frozen in the pit where we couldn't run 4, that's also thawed out. So we went from only being able to run 1 bin to run them all but 1. So 50-degree weather is nice. And our load of seed coming in. We'll be tying the plant here in a month. We're getting close to it. Whew. Spring's coming quick, feels like. Even though it's been a long winter. It's weird. Oh, got him unloaded, and I just heard the hopper get full. I'm gonna show you what we got. We got a stack full of papers, but the one thing really happy to get is we couldn't hardly get any of this. Some 1790 WQ white corn. That stuff is as good as yellow, and they have production problems, so it's hard to get. Didn't get much. Happy to get what I got. Okay, hopper got full. I was pulling out of this one. It was the one that was froze right here. Kicked it right on, put new belts on it, kicked right on. This is the only one I could keep running last week, and it's sweep has now got a round on it. Just let it go on some of these small bins sometimes. Got to shovel and sweep and then kick it on later. And there's besides the pit, it's thawed out, so I can't even run those over there. I didn't. This one has the shear bolt problem here. See, that's supposed to be right there, in there. So what I need to do is try and pull this auger or pry it out with something I can get to it now. I might pull this back farther. Took the motor off so it's not so heavy. This is where it dumps into the drag. Loosen that up, pull it off. Might have to pull it farther, we'll see. And then try and get that pulled out of here and bolt there. And there's a second one that'll go on the side too. I'll give you a video because that went easier I thought, but I brushed up the shaft here and WD'd it, and then I pulled it out, and well, I did that after I pulled it out, pushed it back in. About lined up. Now I gotta go grab bolts. 2 bolts. One there, connects those 2 together. Push this the rest of the way in, band it back together. And this goose should be cooked, as they say. Alright, gotta pull apart, tighten up the last bolt. There's 2 of them. Gotta pull apart, tighten up the last bolt. There's 2 of them. I'm gonna, hopefully it'll shove in just fine, then band it back together here, put the motor on, and when a truck comes back, we'll see if she runs. Sure, it just sheared because there was some frozen crap in there where these things come together. It ain't frozen anymore. Alright, we got the trucks back. Jay and Kayla made it back. Got those 2 running now. That's what I just replaced shear bolt with. Hop in here and get caught up in this one. What you doing, Jay? Nothing. Nothing? No, figured that.
Just kidding.
Well, you break the mower.
I did. Yeah, I'm really good at breaking stuff, but I try not to. But...
We become a good fixer if you're a good breaker, though.
So, needless to say, biggest mower Diamond makes, and yeah, you got to torque these babies down. You have to torque them down. 1,440 foot-pounds. 1,440 foot-pounds. 4-to-1 multiplier, 350, gets it pretty close. You can probably take it up a little bit more. I probably will, but anyways, as well as the holes out is what it did. They're like a D-shaped hole.
D-shaped.
And and there's a washer on top that's shaped the same as the bolt, and it's a little tapered at the top. That's where the washer would set. It's a little thicker right here, and that's where it actually goes through the carrier plate here. I see. And then so I'm truing that hole back up to make it fit tight. I already got one done, and then we got new washers coming. They're supposed to be here tomorrow. Weld them on. 1,440 foot-pounds. Back to track on.
Back to mowing.
That's all I got.
I changed them once. I just tightened them up by hand. 1440 is about right. Well, Jay's, yeah, Jay, oh, your weld hole?
They're talking dirty.
What are you doing? Servicing?
Servicing. This,
irrigation motors.
that should not be like that.
It looks loose.
Rain cap, and yeah, I don't have much faith in that tightening up or coming apart. So,
Might just break.
yeah, it might happen.
Okay, case motor. You like the case motor?
Now that I put different safety gauges and everything on it, took all the ones that come on it off and put on regular Murphy switches.
What's your favorite?
Motor?
Yeah.
My favorite is when it rains from the sky.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I just do not have to use any of these at all.
That's green. It's green energy.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I just got home, thought I would give you a building update. The, what? Electrician got here today and looks like he's been busy. The light's gonna be outlets along the wall, got the fuse panel up. Doors also came in. Gotta hook up the generator, run it right now, but yeah, I got the tracks where it goes straight up and then up the ceiling, so it's out of the wall of all the activities. So yeah, that looks good. They're black. They're not shut. Some other time, but yeah. Yep. Looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna be boring underneath my driveway and trees. That guy can't get here till next week, so I might hold him up a little bit. But got the OS 10 out today, or floor sweeper, because this place is disgusting. Swept up the main shop a little bit. Now I'm gonna do this because it's yeah, all the trucks, all that snow and everything we've had. This place is gross. I'll go around the wet areas and probably squeegee them to the middle. Do them later. But let's get started on this place. Well, I got this 10 across it, not great, but needs wash. Spots where snow's melt off the trucks. Either get them to the drain or at least get them spread out enough to where they'll evaporate. Place is a mess, needs wash. Jay got the flag changed this morning, it was needing it. Wait for the weather to warm up before we went up there though. Got it today. I'm over at David's. We are going to take some beans out of this bin, put on this bin. Now you might be thinking we're out of beans, we're out of regular beans. These are Pioneer seed beans that will be used to be planted this spring by somebody that buys Pioneer. Anyways, they took some earlier, then they were done taking them. They just called they want them Monday, so we're gonna get them out here into that hopper so they're ready to go. We can't haul them because we don't have commercial plates. Used to be able to haul them with farm plates, but not anymore. So somebody will get in here and haul them. We'll just make sure to keep them full. Make sure automatic shutdown's on. Hopper conveyor. Oh, I know what I was gonna say earlier. We purged the system after we got done with all the regular seed beans, like that was the last one. Ran them all through and up to there. Then we ran this seed bean bin for a couple minutes after that. So we made sure it's all seed beans in there. So we hauled all that. So the system's purged. Now we'll turn on the hopper conveyor, which is that one right there. Turn on the leg, which of course is that right there. Turn on the west drag, which is that right down there. And turn on the bin. Got a problem. That leg is not emptied into that hopper or into that conveyor hopper fast enough. I don't know why without taking it apart. And there's a hole in the leg out there. The beans are coming through. But Fred just called. He's loading out his house. One bin we got down there. I gotta go help him. So As soon as that leg empties out, which it will eventually, I had to have one. Head down there and then come back here later, maybe tomorrow. Good news is I can hear it coming in here. I'm on the hopper. Oh, you know. But not very fast. So I'm wondering if where that leg dumps into the pipe, it feeds into the auger. Up there, I'm thinking maybe a bucket fell off and that hole's mostly plugged. So just waiting for there to get enough out of there where I can shut it off and it'll start back. Start it full, it'll just shut it off full and go start it. It'll smoke the belts and everything. And then we'll have to clean out the bottom and that'll suck. So we're gonna wait here a little bit before we go to Fred's. Hopefully it gets emptied out good enough. Hey, hopefully that's down enough. Down to about 20 amps instead of 40. We'll see when we try to turn it back on. Damon's here. I can see his bee's wings come over here or not. He always loads here at David's because he lives in Mount Carmel. He just parks down by his house in a lot. So he don't have to come clear up here. Saves him 15 miles one way. But loading out of this side chute. New corn bin. Now, down the Fred. Pulling up the Freds. We're written one bin here, 45,000 bushel, I think, something like that. There he is, filling up. Sweeping, cleaning bins. Like that's all I do lately is work on bins or clean bins. He got his parts, got them welded on, he's going back together.
Yep, she's all ready to button up.
You like that little hand crank there? You like that? That jack?
Mm-hmm.
I like that too.
Yep, she's
fixed, guaranteed? Guaranteed not to break for the next 1,000 hours?
We'll see. I got new bolts for the carrier. At this point, I'm not taking any chances because this has not like really been an easy job. So, grade 8, 3/4, 2 inch long bolts. We're gonna put some blue Loctite on them, putting red Loctite on the blade bolts, and that's it. We don't want to put red Loctite in these because these are going up in the. These are. They probably don't need it, but they do have to be torqued down to almost 300 foot-pounds. So
I think it gotta be so tight.
Well, I assume at 300 foot-pounds, these threads are stretching. I'm just taking a guess. So we're just gonna put new ones in to be on the safe side. But new 10-ton jack. You know, how old was that old jack?
Older than me.
So it was really old, definitely older than me. I'm almost 28. I'm like a few days from being 28.
Oh.
Yeah. March 4th. March 4th, put it on your calendar.
Send your gifts to 9097 St. Barons Lane, St. Francisville, Illinois. All right, happy Wednesday morning. I'm at the home farm, getting ready to hop in here. Some of these little bins around the home farm, I'll just let them run around like this one has. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can always see it better through my GoPro screen than you can see it on YouTube. But anyways, this went around. I'm gonna shovel that up to the middle. The hopper's full, but it should be able to hold that a little bit. So I'm gonna get that cleaned out. I've already been down the Freds. Got him loaded. Another bit load out of that bin. And over at David's, David went over there and checked it first. It just kicked on and worked fine. So I don't know, there was a hunk of crap in there, came loose or what, but I don't know. Easy fix. At least it's working. So we got seed beans loading over there. I'll meet Fred again and I'm gonna clean that out. So bin work, bin work, bin work. Well, on top of grain bin, this one's all cleaned out. Always open the top lid just so you can see better in there, and then shut it back so it don't get rained in all year and get rusty. Sometimes they're a trick. There we go. Down to 3 bins left here in the home farm. That one right there, that one there, and that one's got a whole bunch left in it yet. Down at Fred's again on this lovely day. This is Jared's first time loading here. Had to come here because the side sheet on David's is it ran empty. So David's there getting that bin loaded out the middle into the hopper so they can get back to loading there. In the meantime, Jared came down here to load up Fred's. It's on the way to the elevator anyways, and Garrett's getting loaded up there waiting on the hopper. So we'll get this cleaned out. It is 50 degrees. It's been a nice week weather-wise. Really wet though, so gets you spring fever till you see all the mud, then you know you got a while. Good job backing for a first-year truck driver. Got his dogs always on patrol here. Got the fat little girl, and I don't know what this one's called. All right, David's pulling out of the center, loading that up. Looks like somebody made a mess. Well, the side chute ran empty, I guess, and whoever was loading it still had it open while they were checking things. Kicked the middle on, corn shifted, and well, it wasn't completely empty after that happened, but we'll get her. Get what we can without getting any rocks. Put this in the hopper too. Say nothing. No. Not gonna say it wasn't me or anything.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me. But yeah, it's not what we really look forward to doing. I had stuff to do.
Yeah, get those arms a little bigger.
There you go.
We're getting there. That will get too much rocks with. I would lie and say you got all with shovel, but I already got the skid steer on here.
Yeah, it's skid steers. If you run a big farm operation, you need a skid steer. If you ain't got one, well,
go buy one.
Yep.
Backhoe works too.
Or just get more shovels, more guys.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and a new back.
Skid steers pay for themselves.
I like them
most of the time.
Yeah, we'll sweep up the rest of that and put it in the field, and it'll be bird food. We're just trying to help the local wildlife. Good enough. We'll put rock over the rest of it. We got what we could. Well, that mess cleaned up. Now back to Fred's to load him. Bins, bins, bins. Back to David. A couple of trucks been here low, so the hopper's now not full, so filling it back up. It's got automatic shut off. It gets full, it'll shut it down. It'll shut the drag, which just has the drag that comes out of it. Then a minute later, it'll shut the leg off so it gets emptied out. Automatic paint up there. I don't know if you can see it blowing the dust out or not. Got it off, huh? Yeah, Jay's taking this all apart because I think it might be a bearing wrong. That might have been the whole problem. Bearing bad.
I've kind of coordinated with David and then talked to the guys at Blue Diamond. We've emailed some videos. Wouldn't think a bearing would have probably went bad, but we had some other parts. We had some other problems with that carrier plate. And so, which I think we put video on that. So yeah, it had some play in it. We're already this far, we might as well just kept going. So there's the motor. I guess you'd call this it's a spindle, but it's, I guess, the final drive part of it. So this is the last piece to come out. So there's four long bolts go all the way through the motor that connect into this plate, and then there's 4 bolts that go in there. There's another housing on the inside of there that plate connects to. You pop that off, and then there's a locking nut. There's all the stuff there. Basically everything that's on a spindle, like an axle of like a semi or something like that. So, or on like a semi trailer. You just take all them loose, and then I just brass punch, just barely tapped on this with a jack underneath it, and just slid right down real nice and easy. So
yeah, you're earning that next time you get to sit and play in the Traco.
Yeah, that's for sure. But it's out, and parts are supposed to be here Monday to fix it, so we'll get it all cleaned up, and then all back together. Now, these are probably the tightest bolts, and I kind of figured out why. They had red Loctite on them.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's not supposed to come off.
Yeah, they weren't. They didn't. It took the 1/2-inch drive impact, and they were. I mean, it's all down in there. You can't get very much leverage, and once you start adding extensions, it's just pretty much useless. But the motor slid apart real easy. I think the worst was getting those nuts off. It's probably the worst part of the whole job. So that last nut did not want to come off.
There's one of the bearings right there. That's the upper, and there's also a lower one.
We're gonna go and pull that out of there too. I mean, we're already this far. We've done so much work, I want to make sure it's right. So we'll pull it out, clean it all up, pack it everything with all new grease, and put it all back together. So
definitely greasy. At least we greased it.
I really honestly hope that it wasn't just like the bearings that came loose. You know, you gotta tighten a wheel seal up.
Yeah, it could be.
Or like tighten a wheel bearing up. That's a lot of work to tighten that up.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, it's not a lot of work, just time consuming.
Hello YouTube, this is the last day of February and still in South Texas. If you look across the road, you see there's some groundwork. It's been pretty dry. It rained for 4 days, probably rained 1/4 of an inch total. Bonnie and Sylvia's been working on one of these old concrete irrigation. It's just like a standpipe. And so far, it's a community project, but they're doing almost all the work. A couple of guys are helping, some on the scaffolding. They've got $1,500 worth of paint. There's some hummingbirds that are not nearly finished. It's quite an improvement. And this Roadrunner, Sylvia did most of that. And it's a kind of a modern art Roadrunner, I guess. But it sure looks better. They've had a lot of comments on it, and it's not nearly done. And if my old brain remembers, I'll get you a picture of it when it is done. It's looking good though. It was just concrete, just bare concrete. And there's a lot of them around, but this one is probably the biggest one around. And they've had some volunteer stuff like the scaffolding, which of course they had to have. Somebody let them use that. It's been pretty nice. And Sylvia, of course, enjoys the painting. She loves to do that. But she thinks she's about to get too old. She does it about 5 hours a day and then takes the rest of the day to rest up, get her back straight. So see y'all soon.
Ripco made today. Starting putting the bolts in the concrete there for the new dryer. I started the day out going down the Freds. I left directly from home, so I didn't have my camera. But that bin is cleaned out, so one less to worry about. Now I'm heading down to the pond to put a little pond dye in. Start now, and then hopefully let's keep our algae under control. Just dye it blue, so it's just a little darker, a little deeper. So yeah, hopefully not as much algae. See, there's still some here left from last year. Hopefully we get our control. Get that on your hand, it turns you blue, trust me. Well, all in. And we just let it mix up on its own. And it'll be solid blue. Clean out another one. We got 2 sweeping at the farm. Seems to be all I do nowadays.
We'll see what Jay's up to. He's welding on this mower. What are you welding over there, Jay? Oh, coming apart a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's really crappy ass metal, so stick welding it. You know what? It wasn't welding near as good with MIG. So.
Okay. Yeah, I felt sorry for him. I was gonna go up to him and scare him, but I just couldn't do it. He was too busy welding. So being a nice guy once, got these new pieces here. These go on our bush hog mower. If you remember, you saw me at the farm, at the Louisville Farm Show, talking about those to put on the front of the mower to keep that wings from digging in. Gonna get them on. They got the crane out here now. The dryer's gonna be put up next week. The ground's starting to dry out. Things starting to happen. Give me a spring fever. But now it's gonna get cold again. But not real cold.
Got another grain bin cleaned out since I was on here. I'm done. I'm done cleaning out grain bins for the day. Good. You get one of these on yet?
Nope.
No? I don't know if you remember the farm show find we found, but now it's here. What are you doing?
Well, I'm putting on these front wheels so the wing don't dig in on the mower, on the bush hog. This wheel assembly.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a good
This was
idea
the
to me.
best find at this farm show, in my opinion. Wasn't it?
Or that wheelbarrow you didn't get.
Yeah, that was nice. This is the best find. This has always been a problem, the wings digging in. I don't know why I never thought about putting a wheel up here. They got quite a rigmarole over here. I can't figure out why we got two different brackets here.
He's working on that. It's a mowing shop. This mower's still in here. Hey, mower mechanic, you about to get her?
Yeah, I am. They were said the parts weren't supposed to be here till Monday. I got them today, so I'm packing a bearing. Got the new races put in. Everything's all cleaned up. It's ready to be slapped back together.
All right. Now just hopefully it works.
Oh, it's gonna work.
Looks
Got me
clean in
working
there.
on it.
Super clean.
Yeah, I like stuff go back together good. Dennis said it won't ever be the same. That's all right.
Might not be.
Opinion don't matter.
He didn't hear you.
He's clueless. He's playing.
Huh? Well, before they start fighting, I'm getting off here. See you next week.